It's that time of the real time deal, Joe. There is no doubt about it, babe. Safeway always offers you the finest brand name products at everyday low prices, plus blue chip stamps. Now, there are 231 conveniently located Safeway stores to give you friendly service, and that's not all. Every week, you can get extra savings with Safeway specials, like the Safeway Big Buy USDA Grade A fryers from just 29 cents a pound. Blue chip stamps, too.
KHJ weather.
There tonight, low 52, sunny tomorrow with a high near 78, currently a magnificent outside 81-degree reading at a steady moment in our beloved Boston.
Well, actually, there was a group that was in existence before I got the mysterious phone call. I knew this.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
Excellent. Yes, I am David McGowan, and yeah, I'm a local boy, born and raised down in Torrance. Born in 1960, actually, so while I was in the area, I was not really aware of the scene at all while it was going on, and it wasn't until many years later that I even discovered that this had even gone on at all. And my interest in it started in about, I think it was like 2007, 2008, when, and it actually began as just what I originally envisioned as a very short series of web posts. It was just kind of a little diversion, a detour from other things that I was working on at the time, and somehow it just seemed to grow and grow and just take on a life of its own, and just seemed to really, it was a story that really seemed to resonate with a lot of people out there, and seemed to just cross a lot of cultural and political and social boundaries, and just really seemed to resonate with a whole lot of people out there. And with their urging, so I soldiered on, and it ended up turning into a much longer series than I ever envisioned that it would. And eventually got to the point where I was getting publication offers. I got 2 of them from US-based publishers, both of which I passed on, primarily just because I did not have a good feeling about the way that they were going to handle and present the material. I was very skeptical of really turning over any kind of control of it to anyone. But eventually I was approached by a publisher in the UK who assured me repeatedly that I would have pretty much complete creative control over the material, and you know, that they would not take a hands-on approach at all in the editing process, and that, you know, I would be able to tell my story in my way. And I was initially very skeptical because my contract actually said exactly the opposite, which is that the publisher has final say on the manuscript, which is a standard, you know, literary contract. But they repeatedly assured me that they would absolutely give me control of the material, and they kept their word. They did indeed. The only proofreading and editing they did was for, you know, like technical sort of issues, typos and formatting and continuity and whatnot, and they left all the content editing to me, basically. So I was able to tell the story exactly the exact story that I wanted to tell in the way that I wanted to tell it. So I guess it's up to all of you to decide whether that's a good or a bad thing. And what they basically contributed was the packaging. The cover design, the title, whatnot, which I thought they did just a fantastic job capturing the mood of the book in that. And this book is, for those who don't know, it basically covers the Laurel Canyon music scene, primarily the years from like the mid-60s through the mid-70s. And it's a period that's been chronicled elsewhere. Some of you may be familiar with Laurel Canyon by Michael Walker, or Canyon of Dreams by Harvey Kabernick, Barney Hoskins' Hotel California, and some of the work of like Barry Miles, John Einerson, Richie Unterberger has covered various aspects of it. But the story that you will find in this book is a very much different version, a much darker version of the Laurel Canyon story. What's previously been presented has been sort of this very bucolic, idyllic view of the canyon as this sort of ideal hippie commune where everyone had an open door policy, and you know, if people could just wander in and out of various houses and see all of these people who were destined to become superstars, you know, literally working on writing the songs that we all know so well. And that was a big part of one aspect of the scene. That's very true. But there were some very, very dark undercurrents as well that have not really, that story has not really been told. And so that really is the purpose of this book, is to kind of take a peek into the darker corners of Laurel Canyon to see what was really going on kind of behind the scenes of this scene that we are supposed to think of as being all about peace, love, and understanding, and flower power, and all that sort of thing. But you know, the more you dig beneath the surface, the more you find that maybe that's not an entirely accurate portrait of that time and place. And I actually live in the valley now. I arrived here by way of Laurel Canyon, so I just drove past a lot of the former site of the log cabin, and the ruins of the Houdini house, and the country store, and Rothdale Trail, where Jim Morrison once lived, and the Chateau Marmont, and all of these landmarks. So this is, couldn't really imagine a better venue for discussing this. You know, we got the Whiskey A Go Go right down the street here, still standing. You know, all of these landmarks. All of this happened right around where we now stand. So I don't really know what direction to go with this. There's so much there's so much material in here, so many different strands. So I don't know if any of you have any specific questions at this time.